Hey guys, welcome back. It's Sarah, and today I'm going to show you guys my entire filming setup, including my lighting, my camera, my equipment, just everything to get this working. Whether you're starting out on YouTube or you're just curious, hopefully this can give you some inspiration and tips, because this did take me a long time to perfect. I don't even think it's perfect right now. I feel like there's still work to be done, but it's finally at a point where I'm somewhat satisfied. So I'm just happy with how everything looks right now. But if you're just starting out, please don't feel like you need to buy all this equipment. The worst thing is to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on equipment and then have it not work, because every space is different. I mean, when I first started out, I used an iPhone 4, the selfie camera. I put it on a broken tripod and used 2 Walmart lamps. That worked really well for years, so it did take a long time to get to this point. This is definitely a massive upgrade from that, but if you're ready to invest or you're just interested in what I use, then just keep watching. So this is my filming room, and just a little bit of background. The biggest challenge in this room is space and lighting, because this is a den. It's not a full room or a bedroom. This space is designed for like a walk-in closet or a storage room. It's not meant for something like this. So organization was a huge challenge, and lighting was a huge challenge. I really wanted it to look like I'm wrapped in light, and I want people to always be able to see clearly what I'm doing with my face if I'm doing a makeup tutorial or like whatever, you know? I studied hard before I bought equipment. If you saw my moving vlog, you can see like what this room actually looked like before I moved everything in here. There's absolutely no lighting, no windows. There weren't any light fixtures or anything like that. So the only light source I'm getting right now is just from lights that I bought. So it had to be pretty bright in order to light up not just my face, but the whole space and make it look just bright. I have watched every single beauty YouTuber's filming setup to study this, especially people with smaller spaces. I love those videos because you can just see how much work they put into trying to make the quality of the video good with limited resources, and I love that. But one of my biggest inspirations for how I set up my lighting is actually the Keeping Up with the Kardashians interviews, because their skin always looks great, the background looks great, like it's minimal and you're not distracted by their environment, and that's exactly what I wanted. This might be borderline obsessive, but I actually looked through hours of footage and found an episode. I think it's the episode where Tristan cheated on Chloe the second time. You got to see a little bit of behind the scenes of how their lighting was set up. So every time you can see the behind the scenes, I screenshotted so I can see where all the lights are, like the lights behind her, the mic position. I didn't take everything, obviously, because my space is so much smaller than a huge studio, but the principle is similar, and I wanted to just learn from what like big productions do, you know? I even like zoomed in and try to look at the brands and stuff. Oh, and this is another thing I do. This video is just me confessing my lighting obsession. One thing I like to do with beauty YouTuber videos and trying to figure out what their lighting setup is like, I screenshot and then I zoom in on their eyes to see how many points of light there are, to see like how they lit their face. One person I did this a lot with is Hindash, because his videos are amazing. It's like the best quality, the lighting is impeccable, it's so good. So if I ever meet him one day, I'm going to ask him so many questions about lighting. But anyway, this is besides the point. I'm just gonna show you guys what I have in here. Let's go.
And here we are. This is where I put all the makeup. This is really disorganized. Here's my setup. I have 4 points of light. These 2 lights are the same, and those 2 are the same. These are all remote controlled. I'll link them all down below if you're interested in the model. I actually command stripped all the remotes up here so that I can use them like light switches, so I can just turn it off right here. This one is called the YN300 Mark III, and I actually got this after I watched Carly Bible's video. She said this is such a strong light, and it's really hard to find an LED light that's strong enough. The reason why all of these are LED is because that's the quietest form of light, and you need that when you're filming video. And in such a small space, you don't want excess heat either, so LED is just the best choice in my opinion. And it gives a more kind of spread out, diffused look, because the light is coming from this entire panel instead of like a focused beam of light. So I don't even need to put a softbox here, which would take up a lot of space. Like, can you imagine 4 softboxes? That would not work in here. This is an amazing purchase, an amazing recommendation from Carly Bible. I think if you are looking into getting just one light and you have other light fixtures, this is definitely the way to go. I actually got these 2 lights first. These are the GODOX LED P260, and they are not very bright. They're perfect for this purpose of just kind of eliminating shadows on the side of your face, but it's not great if you're using it as your main source of light. And that one back there is the exact same light as this one, but I decided to buy a second one because that one was so good, and I needed a light there because, as you can tell, this is not a lot of space. I don't have a lot of space from my chair to the wall because of the size of this room, so I just had to put a light there to create the illusion that there's more space between me and the walls. It just looks more spacious in my videos. Like, it doesn't feel like you're up against my face. And here's the camera I use. It's the Canon 80D. It's a pretty common camera, and I'm just using the kit lens. This is very basic. I think a lot of people use this one, and it's just a little bit more affordable than getting the Canon 5D Mark III or Mark IV. I think they have the Mark IV right now. This is still a pretty new upgrade because I used to use my G7X for everything, so I'm happy with the upgrade. And if I were to upgrade anything else in this room, it's probably going to be the camera at some point in the future. So this is the desk, and this is where I do all my filming. All my brushes are over there. I have my Q-tips. I don't think this is actually a reflector. I just got this from Home Depot. I think this is for, I don't really know what this is for, but I got this from Home Depot. It came in a roll like that, and then I just cut it up and duct taped it down. And the reason why I did this is how you eliminate the double chins. It bounces the light from the main light, and it just looks snatched. I got this big ass mirror from IKEA. I love it because you see everything with such a big mirror. And over here, this is how I see what's going on when I'm filming. So there are so many ways to connect a screen, a monitor, a laptop, a tablet to your camera so that you can see what's going on when you're sitting. But the problem is they're either extremely laggy, crashes all the time, because video is a big file, right? So basically no free software is really good enough. So I was on the lookout for a really good tethering program for a long time. And the one that Carly Bible suggested was Cam Ranger, and that shit is expensive. It was $450, and I was just looking everywhere for a more affordable alternative, and I finally found this app called DSLR controller. And I thought, okay, well, I can borrow someone's iPad and test it out. And turns out it's an Android only software, so I had to get an Android tablet to use it. And they're actually really affordable Android tablets. Like, you can get one for $60 or $80, so that's what I bought. And the app itself is, I think, around $10. All in all, this is way more affordable than getting a Cam Ranger, and it just works so well. This is the application. I'm sorry, there's a little bit of glare. I believe you can connect it to the camera with Wi-Fi, but I just don't trust Wi-Fi because what if the connection is down and I have to refilm a whole video? So I just use a wire. I got this from Amazon. Again, everything will be linked down below. You can adjust the shutter speed, you can adjust basically everything, aperture, and you can just hit record. And we're live. This is honestly like one of my favorite things about this whole setup, because it just never occurred to me to just get a tablet for this, but it's working so well right now. And the fact that I saved money on something that would have costed $450 is just, that's the best part. Got my coffee. Over there is where I charge all my extra batteries so my camera never dies. The one thing that I think still needs improvement is the audio situation. There's a lot of echo in here because it's such a small room, and I feel like having a mic is going to help with that a lot. And I did have a mic, but it started to have like a squeaky noise, so I don't have a recommendation for that yet. If you know of any affordable mics for something like this, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, this is my filming room. This is where I go to cry, to film makeup tutorials, and just have my alone time. I know this is a really small room. It's just so cool to have my own filming room. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. Please like the video for the algorithm, help a girl out, and I'll see you next week. Bye!